Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave, and today we're going to be taking a look at Mikel Arteta's new 3-4-3 in Tactics Explained. This video is brought to you by NordVPN. In a world where we spend a lot of our time on the internet watching football content, it's more important than ever to be secure online and protect your data. That's where NordVPN comes in. A lot like a tough tackling central midfielder, Ale N'Golo Kante, NordVPN screens your online presence by changing your IP and stopping tricky hackers from stealing your data. And with more than 5,500 super fast servers around the world, it doesn't matter where you are, even in countries where VPNs are banned. NordVPN has your back, allowing you to stay protected and go and change your location, accessing geolocated content. For example, if you want to watch Match of the Day and you're in America, let's say, on iPlayer, you can crack open NordVPN, switch your region to the UK and watch Gary and the lads wax lyrical about Marcus Rashford, a real reason to get a VPN. And not only is NordVPN a major award winner, but it allows you to have 6 connections at once from just one account. So check out the link in the description below and help support the channel. And also, to get a whopping 70% off NordVPN, and if you're not happy, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So check out the link in the description below or head over to NordVPN/StatmanDave and use the code StatmanDave today. But anyway, let's get this party started. Since appointing Mikel Arteta as their manager, Arsenal have begun the process of transitioning the club in the post-Wenger landscape. And whilst Arteta hasn't kick-started a huge climb up the table, the improvements both on and off the field will stand the Gunners in good stead for the future. Despite being in charge for less than 7 months, 3 of which were without any football whatsoever, Arteta has implemented 2 different systems. He began his tenure using a 4-2-3-1 that attacked in a 2-3-5, but relied upon David Luiz to step into midfield and play progressive passes. But despite this modern attacking shape, Arteta mainly focused on making Arsenal more difficult to beat. In fact, since his appointment, only Liverpool have lost fewer Premier League games than the Gunners, with the Premier League champions conceding just 3 fewer goals over that period. And whilst this system saw an improvement, Arteta did away with it in favour of a 3-4-3, which has seen Arsenal pick up an impressive 2.2 Premier League points per game when they use the system, as well as picking up victories over Liverpool and Manchester City in the space of 3 days. But how does the system work? Taking a simplistic look, the shape features an extra defender, which offers extra security for the Gunners. But Arteta's new system is much more than this. The system has seen Arsenal become more restrictive rather than expansive, looking to stop the opposition playing before hitting them on the counter-attack, which, considering the personnel at the club, isn't a bad thing. Beware of a small sample size, but by comparing Arsenal across the season, pre-Arteta, Arteta's 4-2-3-1 and Arteta's 3-4-3, you can see now they're averaging far less possession per game, but consequently are both expected to, and actually are, conceding fewer goals per game, as well as scoring more. Arteta's pragmatism has allowed Arsenal to become more efficient without the ball, which has allowed them to protect their soft underbelly in central defence and implement a high pressing game. Without the ball, Arsenal look to press in a 5-2-3, and they go man-to-man with the opposition's build-up shape. If they're facing a 3-1, then the front 3 will match the back 3, and the central midfielder, often Xhaka, will step onto the other midfielder, with Ceballos sitting a little bit deeper, ready to support. If they're facing a 2-3 or equivalent, the shape will alter accordingly. From this position, they look to restrict the passing options and force either dangerous central passes or their opponents to go wide, where the near side wing-back and midfielder will press tightly. If Arsenal can't recover possession, they'll drop into a 5-4-1, with the wingers ready to counter-attack if they can force a turnover. What's improved Arsenal's press so much under Arteta hasn't been the structure, although they are very good. What's improved them has been the mentality set by Arteta. Arsenal players are now active and looking to force mistakes, rather than being passive and waiting for mistakes like they were under Emery. Take Lacazette's equaliser against Liverpool. Van Dijk in possession, he gives it to Fabinho, who returns the pass only for the Dutchman to misplace his pass and Lacazette to finish. As much as this was a Virgil van Dijk mistake, the aggression from Nelson is good, and Lacazette is aware and on the move before the pass is played, giving him a head start on Fabinho and Alisson. And for Arsenal's second goal from a similar situation, good man-to-man coverage, and then the awareness from Lacazette to capitalise on Alisson's pass before picking out Nelson to finish superbly. And these two goals were something that you wouldn't have seen prior to Arteta's arrival. Whilst in possession, Arteta has implemented some progressive tactics. Arsenal build out from the back with their left centre-back shifting to left-back and moving to pretty much a 4-2-2-2. As they progress up the pitch, their shape then transitions to a 3-2-2-3, with the wing-backs holding the width and occasionally a midfielder dropping off to create a base in midfield of a diamond, offering Arsenal complete control of the ball, whilst the forwards are all free to drop off the line and receive to feet. These build-up structures are very good, not only allowing Arteta's men to retain possession through their passing options, but also make good use of the ranges of David Luiz, Dani Ceballos and Granit Xhaka, but also Mustafi, whose stats are underlyingly quite good in this three-back system. And the third centre-back that goes within this shape often is a full-back, which offers recovery pace if Arsenal do in fact get caught out. But in the final third, we see a familiar 3-2-5, with the full-backs holding the width. And then the defenders sometimes step into midfield. You're looking at the likes of David Luiz, who's encouraged to move forward and play those progressive passes, but with Ceballos a little bit deeper. Arsenal aren't as reliant for progressive passes. During Arteta's reign before the restart, David Luiz made more passes into the final third than any other Arsenal player. But since the restart, Luiz ranks 6th in the Arsenal squad, with Ceballos topping the charts in that period. This showcases the increased patience in Arsenal's build-up, with an even more spread of progressive passes from the base. And when they do get into the final third, having the wing-backs hold the width allows the front three to operate in close proximity to one another. But other than this closeness, there's no real major difference between the final third play from the back three versus the back four under Arteta. They still look to play centrally into the striker's feet before combining to get one of the players in behind or out wide and looking to whip those low crosses into the box. But the big change is how active the front three are. Now they're closer together, they can link more effectively and create space for one another. Whereas before, Arsenal's front three operated more of a winger, inside forward and striker, with Aubameyang looking to get in behind from wide positions. However, now the trio are operating more like three strikers, and it's proving to be very effective. Lacazette, Aubameyang, Saka or Pepe have either scored or assisted 92% of Arsenal's last 12 goals in all competitions, and those four players have been interchanging with the positions in that front three. And this system allows Lacazette to drop off the line and create space for his partners to exploit in behind, a lot like Liverpool's trio with Firmino. A great example of this came against Leicester City. Cedric in possession for Arsenal, he plays it inside to Ceballos, who wrong-foots Tielemans before splitting the Leicester defence, allowing Saka to do Evans and tee up Aubameyang. An excellent goal from Arsenal, but if we take it back, Lacazette drops off the line, grabbing the attention of Evans, opening up the space for Saka to be found by Ceballos. Then it's all about the youngster, who does brilliantly to create a space for the pass. This is a classic little bit of false nine play, pulling the centre-backs out of position, then using the two wide forwards to combine for a goal. The role that Lacazette has been playing hasn't really changed from the previous shape, but Arsenal now have two inside forwards instead of one from the previous 4-2-3-1 setup, making Arsenal more dangerous in and around the box. This is reflected in the numbers. Under Arteta, Arsenal have averaged 9.67 shots per game in both the 4-2-3-1 and the 3-4-3, but the effectiveness and the areas have massively improved in the 3-4-3, with Arsenal averaging more shots on target inside the box as well as big chances, thus scoring more goals per game. The game versus City really highlights how far Arsenal have come under Arteta. Arsenal not only held their own against one of the best teams in the world, but their hard work and patience actually made the game fairly comfortable for them. Summed up perfectly by Aubameyang's opener. We pick up the move with Martinez in possession. He plays it to Ceballos, who draws pressure and passes it to Mustafi. He gives it to Martinez, who calmly plays it to Xhaka, who plays wide. Luiz then carries, pulling in Jesus before playing it to Tierney. The fullback then fires it into Lacazette, who turns and plays it wide to Bellerin. With space to attack, Bellerin drives into the final third, plays it to Pepe, who crosses, inverted, to Aubameyang at the back post with a perfect ball to score. This move really sums up Arteta's Arsenal, the positional play he learned to coach under Guardiola, drawing pressure from the opposition, then playing through the press, loading the opposition onto one side of the pitch before switching it and overloading the other side. and then creating through crossing and wide forwards, finishing off at the back post. A classic case of a student beating a teacher, or putting the sword to the fraud. But anyway guys, what do you think? Have you been impressed by Arteta's back three? And do you think Arteta will use it next season? Will it be Arsenal's default shape? Let me know in the comments below. I've been Statman Dave, of course. If you want to check out NordVPN to watch Match of the Day all around the world, then use the code StatmanDave on nordvpn.com. I've been Statman Dave, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out some more content on the Statman Dave YouTube channel?